Speaking of cops doing their jobs, I saw this from Bill de Blasio, and I wondered about it. They want police to investigate non-criminal hate. Quote, those who commit hateful but non-criminal conduct should be confronted by the NYPD, Bill de Blasio says. Quote, I assure you if an NYPD officer calls you or shows up at your door to ask about something you did, that makes people think twice, and we need that. I think that has an educating impact on people. I think that has a sobering impact what we need. What is a New York cop supposed to do? You got a pension, you got a wife at home, kids at home. You can't just drag up and leave, but how are you supposed to, in a good conscience, enforce something like that?
Well, let's sort that out. There's a number of problems here. First of all, de Blasio's a straight-up cop hater. Has no use for the NYPD, has thrown them under the bus a number of times. But, beyond that, what we're talking about when he mentions something like that, that's a police state. The police have to have lawful intervention in order to confront people, in order to stop them from moving about freely. They have to have this reasonable suspicion or probable cause. That doesn't rise to that level like that. So, if it were me, I'm a citizen and I have a cop stop me about something I said, first I'd say, you're going to place me under arrest. If not, I'd like to go about my business. And that's kind of how you're going to have to handle it. But, we shouldn't be using law enforcement. And these chiefs and sheriffs out there, they got to be very careful with this because they rely on the support and help of the public to solve crime, right? To solve crime and to solve disorder, acts of disorder. Without the community on your side, you're not going to be very successful at what you're trying to do. So, some of these chiefs and sheriffs are going to have to develop a backbone and stand up to these elected officials and say, you know what? It's not what's prescribed in our rules and in our laws to intervene, in people's freedom of movement here in that way, and I'm not going to have my officers do it.
Sheriff, the border situation is not getting better. It's not getting better anytime soon, and I don't know how this situation resolves itself. We have an absolute disaster down there, and the Biden administration, for political reasons, can appear to be anti-illegal. So how does this end?
Well, first of all, it doesn't resolve itself. It can't. It was fixed. All right. President Trump fixed our problem of illegal immigration at the southern border. Democrats come along and they do what Democrats do. They wreck things. They break things. Go back to the 60s. They broke the black family with their war on poverty. You go back to to Obamacare. They wrecked the private health insurance industry. And then they come along with these supposed fixes like the war on poverty and like Obamacare. And all that does is throw money after money after money down a black hole trying to solve these things. Poverty's gotten worse since the war on poverty, yet we spent about $20 trillion over the last half century to reduce it. People are still uninsured under Obamacare. Healthcare costs have risen. Again, they wrecked it. So you look at our southern border, it was fixed. They came along. They wrecked it, and then they'll propose some fix for it, and it'll involve some $2, $3, $4 trillion package to fix what was already fixed at the southern border, and the what's contained in the bill will have nothing to do with illegal immigration. It'll be spending for their supporters and donors. So, shame on what's going on down there right now. The poor people of Texas. Poor people of Arizona, California are having to deal with this thing. The United States Constitution, Article 4, Section 4, says that the federal government, in part, it says the federal government shall protect states from invasion. That's what this is. These caravans are an invasion, and they are not protecting these states from it, so the states are having to take this on themselves. God bless Texas. God bless Governor Abbott for what he's doing down there.
Hey, thanks so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe. You heard me. Like it, subscribe. You'll get a lot more of it and a lot more of me. Thanks.